Hi guys, my name is Ian. I'm originally from Scotland, a place called Glasgow. I live here in Beijing. I live in a place called Hujailou and I work in a place called Sanlitun, which is not that far away, maybe 2 kilometres walking. I am a little bit of an absent father because I have 2 kids back home in Scotland. We communicate using everyday technology, texts and FaceTime, and we keep in touch. This is about me maybe sharing a little bit more of an insight or experiences of here in China, or leaving some reference material for them over the years to look back on and maybe take some learning of things that I've experienced through life and give them some guidance while I'm sort of absent, if you like, here in Beijing. One of the things I want to just highlight is when they first came to Beijing, their experience on almost the first day, where they went out and took a walk from Hujailou here to where I work in Sanlitun, where they met me as I was working, which was fantastic. A real highlight moment in my life, because I didn't think they would take the chance to walk in a strange city, very busy city, and with maybe a little bit of jet lag. So anyway, let me tell you that story, but let me show you the walk that they would have taken first. This is my journey, which I'll share with you in a second. You will see that walking this route to work is very much like any walk that you would have through any city in the West. It's very, very familiar. One of the stories I'd like to tell you about is this was the walk that my son and daughter took themselves when they first came to meet me from work. So let me explain. They flew to Beijing from Scotland to come and spend some time with me and to also see what China was like, because I had just moved out here for employment. They were quite young at the time. I think my son was 13, my daughter was maybe 17, 18. When you first arrive in China, you realise quite quickly that you are in a very foreign place, because so much really is different, and in a way it's definitely not like maybe visiting a European city where some of the road signs or markings or things may be quite familiar. One of the things you do have to get over is the jet lag. So for that reason, when the kids were here and they had arrived, I'd said to the kids that they could rest in the apartment until I get back from work. But if they were really curious and they did want to get out and about, then they could come up and meet me from work. So I drew them a map, not really expecting them really to use it or come and meet me, because I knew that they were pretty tired. I did that journey obviously, and the jet lag into China can be quite brutal. I think 7-8 hours difference. Anyway, much to my surprise and delight, they used the map and they turned up at my work. I was super excited and they were very pleased with themselves. It was great to see that their confidence was shining through, because they had made that sort of first breakthrough and being quite confident to walk up to where I was. They did tell me a little bit about some squeaky moments when they were crossing the roads, and the roads can be quite busy, and there's the danger of silent electric scooters which zip along quite quickly, and they can come from anywhere. So it was fantastic to see them arrive quite safe. However, I should not have been really too surprised, as the year before my son travelled all the way out from Scotland to Beijing himself. He was 13 years old, just turned 13, and at that time I drew him an extensive map for that journey as well. He made it all the way from Glasgow to Heathrow connecting flight and out to Beijing City Airport, and we checked in at very key points and we watched his journey. I watched it with excitement, a little bit of worry. Bear in mind he was just turned 13, and he was also too old for any supervised support from British Airways, which was the airline he was flying with at that time. Anyway, he did make it though, and as I waited at the gate, because the flight had landed, knowing that his plane had landed, I knew he was safe in China. I became a little bit more and more concerned as he had not come through the arrivals gate as I expected. I waited and waited and getting more concerned and trying to work out what could have happened. And then after about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, I started to making some calls and texts to work out what could have happened to him. I was getting a little bit frantic. I knew his visa and everything was in order, so because we had paid a company to do it, so just to make sure everything was well done right, we spent that extra money to make sure it was done right, and we used a company. Then maybe about 2 hours after I expected him to have come through the gate, I got a strange call to my mobile number, a number that I didn't recognise. So I answered it. It was my son, who calmly informed me that his suitcases had not shown up. He had waited and waited, and then as he realised they must be missing, he decided to go and sort it out. And so he was in the middle of completing the forms, and trust me, in China there's a lot of forms, and he would be coming through the gate in a minute. He apologised and said he couldn't call me because his mobile wasn't working, and he was fine because there was a lot of great people here that were helping him sort and organise everything out. I was really relieved. And he came through the gate and everything was fine. He was safe. I look back now and I realise that you should never underestimate kids, and I certainly should never underestimate them. I took 3 lessons from their early journeys to see me in Beijing. One, I think, is stay calm during periods of adversity, and that helps you work some of the things out with a little bit less stress. Even though I knew on both stories the kids would have been stressed, I think they got through it because they remained quite calm. The second thing is people are always willing to help you. People are on the whole very helpful. People are generous and they're always supportive of others. Don't always just blindly trust everyone without care, but know that most of the time you can trust others when you do need to seek help. And then number 3, follow the map. If it's a directional map like what I wrote for them, then it's good to know it and follow it. If it's a map, say from an experience, and somebody has had that experience and the map is coming from them and they've had a lot of success, then follow that map. Explore maybe some of the side roads and see what else you can learn. But if that journey has already been mapped, then follow that map. Anyway, that's it for me this week. I share these lessons back to Nina and Josh, and as always, some of it might stick in their heads. If not, they will find their own journey. For you guys, I hope you get something out of it. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed that quick sort of speeded up video of my journey into where I work from where I live, and you will see some of the buildings or some of the local sites just peppered along the way. Please give me feedback so that I can keep on learning on how to make these videos better. I am a learner, beginner, and if you can, subscribe and share with anyone that you can think and resonate with my message. Again, 3 messages: 1, stay calm; 2, people are always willing to help; and 3, follow the map. That's enough for me today. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.